the systemic harm that's caused. You know, there's times when it just like something pricks it. And it comes back to visit us all over again. You know, but that doesn't mean that I lay down. It doesn't mean that I fall over. You know, it means that, you know, I have to, it's a visit, you know, and I have to be reminded, and I stand, and I stay, and I work to resolve and stop harm and to heal. But when that policeman said, I went home, I was like, shit. Yeah, but that's what, so, but your, I just have to say your filmmaking is so courageous and on point. And it just, you know, I'd like to ask, is the film going to get into theaters? Where's it going? How does it get seen? How does it get mass visibility?
Yeah, it needs to be worldwide.
Well, thank you, and I don't want to diminish what you got to go through with your son. And it's terrible, and you know the hope is that a film like this could take a story right like that and bring it back to the surface, so we can acknowledge the humanity of your son that was taken, and use that to affect change in our communities and get more involved in ways that can prevent that from happening to our community members again. As for the film, we're working on distribution now. We should know in the next 2 weeks where we'll be. My goal is very simple. You know, I don't make films for awards or money. I make films for people. Anyone that knows, has seen any of my films, know I speak to truths and experiences that I hope that push us forward and can create legacy for our children's children. So wherever we go, the goal will be simple, to get it in front of as many people as possible. You know, I just recently screened the film in Egypt, and it was really interesting because there's a police violence problem in Egypt, and talking to the citizens there, it was really heartbreaking because it's a very, very present issue in their community and society. So this thing it's resonating all over the world. So the hope is that we can get it to the world stage, so these type of conversations that you will likely be having when you leave can be happening on a global scale, and can really promote the type of action that gets us more involved, the things that we can be doing, that one can elevate the voices of some of our best and brightest and bring them to the table to help us create solutions around what they're dealing with every single day.
And I'm going to follow up on that question. Just ask the rest of our panelists, how do you all want to see this film be used? And how do we want to continue to have this dialogue, given that you were involved in the making of it?
For me, when I was 15 and I got incarcerated, I noticed once the handcuffs got on, I became less than a human, and I lost my voice. And so the most powerful part of the movie for me is when they went down into the dungeon and brought those inmates back up. And it was very intentional by Nate to not just have people play on incarcerated, because a lot of times in society, every community is brought up inside films, but not every community have a voice in their representation. He was intentional about letting them have a voice. And what did they see those characters doing? Not just in front of the screen, but behind the screen. He was really conscious about that, and it really came out inside the film. And so I love for this film to be as like a blueprint of how you can empower communities that don't usually have voices. So I hope this is a platform people will start to hire and let people have voices, but not just actually play the roles. And a lot of people they can talk to somebody from incarcerated and say, oh, tell me your story, and I go write it and go off and leave you, and you come back during award season and just take pictures. But he actually let them be involved in every part of the film. So it helped them build their careers, their resumes, A lot of time in the film industry, you can't get a job unless you have experience. You can't get experience unless you have experience. So it's like a cycle that people can't break through. And so he was able to help people break through that cycle and give them that experience they need to get that next job, that higher pay, and also see themselves represented on the screen accurately. So
Yeah.
You know, and when Link was asking the people, could they be fair? That was just genius, how you showed the humanity of the people who were incarcerated and the thoughtfulness of them to say, well, I'll try. Right. I'll try to be fair. You know, I mean, you just did good.
Yeah.
So, I want to make a point. When we filmed this, we filmed a movie about police violence in a closed police station that is next door to an active police station. There was a day on the set where Nate shut down filming. Turn off the cameras. Brian, you're not DITing anything right now. We just need to have a moment where everybody has a free-for-all conversation, where we get real, we get emotionally naked, we just have this conversation, we get ourselves into the place we need to be. There's not enough tequila in the world to make that okay. And so at some point I had to step out to have a cigarette, and I got a light from the guy next to me, and I said, what do you think about what we're doing? He says, I wish we showed it in the academy, one of the cops.
Didn't I just say that?
So where do I want this film to live? I want it in the academy. I want to buy some mother's son one more breath because a cop took a moment to remember. I want it shown in Middle America where they're sitting around the water coolers and they're arguing over the next police shooting that happened somewhere about whether it was this or whether it was that. And I want them to stop and think, hey, remember that movie that time where there was a moment? I want it to reference this. Where do I want it seen? Every fucking where we can.
Right now.
There you go. Perfect.
Get out of the way, I want to see what questions or comments do we have? I see, I can look. Right here, yes.
I just want this to get exposed, bro. Like how I just want your movie to get exposed where everybody can see it, and that Hollywood don't try to smut it like how they did Birth of a Nation, bro.
That was
You know what I'm
another
saying?
good one.
For real, I just came home. I've been home 10 months. Let me say this and I'm done. We all familiar with my homeboy Nipsey that passed, right? So I have another homeboy who died across the street. 2008. He was running home from the police. So it's a U.S. bank right there. He was trying to hit that wall. He was trying to run home. His mother was a teacher at Crenshaw High. So the police killed him. So after they killed him, the LAPD started parking in front of her house every day to antagonize her. And she died like 2 years later from stress. But nobody knows about it. And his name was also KK, so I thought you was talking about him. But his name was Ronald Boone Jr. And nobody, no news coverage, no nothing. And she used to call me, and I just sit on the porch with her because she was spooked because the police is parking in front of her house. They like literally taking lunches in front of her house. On 54th and 11th Ave, but she's no longer here. So I appreciate the film, bro.
Yes.
I'll sit down with this. No, I'm just kidding. First, Nate, I have a really quick question. How do you come back? I have watched you on film, and I cry, and I scream, and I bury myself in the covers, and all of that. And then you come back and you do another one that's just so deep, and then you sit here like, oh, I made a film. I hope you enjoy it. Like, the emotional torture, especially from this film, like what Susan was saying, the pain and the trauma that we go through, it gets pricked. And like people like Susan and myself, we don't stop, we don't roll over, we don't lay down, we stand and we fight in the balance for those people that don't have a voice. But that's because we have trauma, but you're acting it. Like you're portraying it, so that's my question. But I want to say thank you. Because I don't know how many Scandal fans we have in here,
But Scandal tried to do exactly what you did. They just didn't take it where you guys took it, where it gave every component a voice, and then an ending that really was suspected. I don't know about you guys, but I expected that ending because this is just not gonna go out, right? So my real question is, how do you prevent the commercialization from taking that component away from us so that it can ring true and loud in our community, so we know that that's not, I mean, you know how to fight this battle, because it's a never-ending battle.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to,
So you all have to look at the online, interviews,
Yes.
with Nate. And you'll understand that, you know, he's not for sale.
Amen.
Right.
That's right, Nate. That's right, baby. That's right.
In his beliefs, his education, his understanding, his history.
Yes.
So I went and I watched and I looked and I researched and I listened. And, what the realization is that he's not for sale, his work is not for sale, he'll go broke doing it. And that's the type of commitment, that's required to stay true,
Yes.
to be authentic at times and know that, it will come. It will come, and until it comes, I'm going to be me. So, yeah.
We glad about do you, Nate?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Salim Allen, and I myself am also formerly incarcerated. I would like to say that I personally know a lot of these guys on the panel and a lot of the people who participated in the making of this movie. Alberto Sanchez, hello. My question is, Nate, I met you down at the Anti-Recidivism Coalition, and I want to say that I can personally say that you are deeply invested in, being a part of the community and engaging in effective positive change. What motivates you to, number one, make a film with this particular storyline, and also being involved? I met you down at the Anti-Recidivism Coalition's office downtown, and what made you want to employ people involved in the community? Hi, Myra.
Thank you for that question, brother. So Paul Robeson has a quote where he said, "The artist must decide if he will fight for freedom or slavery. I've made my choice."
Come on, man. That's right.
So that's a quote that's always resonated with me. And then I'll give you one more quote, and then I'm going to pass the mic. But the Bible says, "A good man or woman leaves an inheritance for his children's children." I don't know when I'm going to go, but it's my hope that when I am gone, that I've used the talent that God has given me to create a legacy that will make things better for not just my children, but our children and their children. And a part of that is giving a voice to the voiceless and recognizing the humanity and my fellow humans, and making sure others, through my art, sees that humanity.
Yeah, that's right.
Just